I'm from a grimy era, let's talk about it. Gotta keep a pole, can't walk without it. Did some things in the streets, but I won't talk about it. Seen some things in the streets, but I won't talk about it. I'm from a hood that's thorough, they don't play here. And they don't play on these blocks, it ain't a daycare. A new kid gets shot every day here. I guess that's why my heart colder than the rain there. DVD Era TV back at y'all with another one. Y'all know the slogan. Now, in a previous video of mine, I did the top 10 gangsters of the DVD era, and I told y'all to jump in my comment section and let me know who I may have forgotten and who didn't make the list. So in today's video, I'm going to give you 5 more people that definitely could have made the list. They definitely was living that lifestyle. Now, as I said in part 1, this video isn't to glorify the street life. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Now, with that said, this is part 2 of the top gangsters of the DVD era. Now, let's get into it. Now, a lot of people been asking me why Big Truck wasn't on the original list of the top gangsters in the DVD era, and it was simply because I didn't feel he played a big role in the DVD era. It was more like he just had a moment. Now, the moment I'm speaking about will be when Big Truck ran down on Uncle Murder along with Kevlar at the Hot 97 event, which helped Big Truck buzz go through the roof. Now, Big Truck will actually take advantage of this situation and jump on DVDs and get online, getting that Uncle Murder and Busta Rhymes, who he once was affiliated with. Now, it is documented that Big Truck was really living what he was talking about from his arrest history. Now, here's some articles explaining some things he was arrested for. Former member of Busta Rhymes' entourage who feuded with the rapper in 2008 is attempting to appeal a September conviction for assault and robbery in Albany, New York. Big Truck testified that he reacted in self-defense when 2 men attempted to rob him in the early morning hours. New testimony from 2 men, including the victim's nephew, had surfaced, which could allow Big Truck to walk free. According to the Times Union, Jaleel Miles, 17, is Richard Garcia's nephew. He claims that Garcia admitted that he was slashed in the face several times after him and another man attempted to rob Big Truck and bashed him on the side of his head with a pole. My uncle asked me to help him find the person who cut his face and get revenge, Miles said in the court document. I refused to help him because I knew what he tried to do was wrong and that the facial cuts he got were brought on my uncle by his own wrongful actions. Miles, 17, is currently jailed on a murder charge. Another man claimed that Garcia, who has an extensive criminal record, had a similar conversation with him as well, and both men are willing to testify. Big Truck is slated to be sentenced to 8 to 25 years in prison unless the new evidence is considered and the judge orders him a new trial. At one point, Big Truck was a member of Busta Rhymes' Flipmo Squad, but the pair had a falling out. Big Truck, who has allegedly started recording gospel rap, has also reconciled with Busta Rhymes according to reports. Now, I believe this case was either thrown out or overturned, being that the victim Garcia nephew testified in Big Truck's defense, saying his uncle was trying to rob Big Truck, and that's the reason for Truck cutting Garcia's face. So if you know all the details to this case, hop in that comment section and let us know what's up. But not too long after the situation, Truck will find himself in more trouble with the law. Now, here's a quick write-up on what happened with that situation. William Robinson, 32, was sentenced to 15 years behind bars for firing shots that wounded a motorist in a passing car on November 13th, 2011. A day earlier, his younger brother, Rashard Robinson, was fatally shot outside Joe's Bar on 5th Avenue. Now, supposedly, Big Truck was trying to get some get back for the death of his brother, but he got jammed up and he got 15 years behind bars for this. Now, I hear Big Truck is home now, alive and doing well, so salute to him. JoJo Capone was a member of the GDs growing up in the streets, and he brought that lifestyle to the music industry.
Saigon said right here, any artist, we just was testing them.
JoJo Capone had a big presence in the DVD era, and he put on for his city, Chicago, and introduced us to his brand, Global Gangstas. Now, his brand will be called Global Gangstas because JoJo and his crew will be connected from state to state. JoJo also had close relationships with Saigon and his cousin True Life.
If we gonna go to the DVD era, I would have wanted it to be me, Saigon, True Life on this couch.
Now, JoJo will also have an affiliation with Jim Jones and Dipset, and it's highly documented that JoJo and True Life was providing protection for Dipset, making sure they were situated whenever they was in different parts of the world. Now, for y'all that don't know, the whole True Life and Dipset beef actually started over JoJo Capone because JoJo was promised a business deal by Cameron, but according to JoJo, Jim Jones didn't hold up his end of the bargain.
That was my situation. with the whole Dipset. All that friction, green light is a green light, and that's just how we move.
Now, a lot of people may not consider Loon as being part of the DVD era because of all his mainstream success prior, but in the DVD era, Loon mainstream success was coming to an end, and he used the mixtape and DVD circuit as a new promotional tool to promote his independent career. Now, Loon will be on a lot of DVDs at the time, mainly Sub-Zero, and the world will be introduced to a whole nother side of Loon.
So every time I'm in the hood with you, man, you smacking something up.
From going at Jim Jones, Mace, Cameron.
I can tell you nigga pedigree. Him, Cam, all of them, that hoop dream. This was not on the block doing none of the shit Loon did.
And even his legendary shovel fight with Dipset member 40 Cal. Now, at first, Loon had an image of being a smooth ladies man, but it will be exposed later on that Loon came from a background of gangbanging as a member of the Crips and living a life of crime. Now, in 2011, Loon will be sentenced to 14 years in prison for conspiracy to distribute more than 1 kilo of heroin. Loon was released in 2020, and since he seemed like he's been living a much more positive lifestyle. Now, Lakey the Kid is one of the most authentic rappers to come up around the time in the DVD era. Lake was another rapper that hit the scene coming out of Queensbridge projects and put on for his city. Now, Lakey the Kid was also a member of the Goodfellas, and he's also responsible for putting out the 41st Side album in 2001 and bringing a lot of rappers from the hood together. Now, he also did some jail time, and he did 7 years for attempt murder and ended up coming home in 1999. He definitely lived a very interesting life, from being stabbed in his stomach while he was asleep and even catching a case for shooting at police, but ended up beating it. Lakey the Kid seems to be much more mature nowadays and moved on to bigger and better things, like even publishing his own book called The Fora, and you could go get that off thefora.com.
Yeah, I seen Late the Kid shoot a couple. I seen Late the Kid, do a couple things.
Last but not least, we got Pistol Pete from the Bronx. Not Sex Money Murder Pistol Pete, but KAR Pistol Pete. Now, Pistol Pete is a longtime friend of Fat Joe, and he also is a Terror Squad affiliate. Now, Pistol Pete was heavy on the DVDs, pushing his whole KAR, Kill All Rats movement in the DVD era. Now, I'm more than sure he provided protection throughout the years for his friend Fat Joe, and it's also said that he held French Montana down on a few occasions as well.
He's calling me, he got all this fucking fake jewelry and all that. Yo, P, I'm over here drunk, could you please take me to the hotel? Go pick him up, bring him to the hotel, make sure tuck him in, you good?
Now, according to Pistol Pete, he began selling cocaine as young as 11 years old, and as a juvenile, he did time in Spofford, and as he got older, he did time at Rikers Island, and even Fed time, where he got a chance to meet Sex Money Murder Pistol Pete.
We met at MCC in the Feds in Brooklyn. He was like, yo, Pete, what's up, man? I was down to meet you. He was a great brother, man. I wish him the best and all that. He's a good dude.
Now, Pistol Pete would do a total of 17 years altogether behind the wall, which could have been his karma for doing robberies, extortion, and selling drugs. Now, to all the young boys, I hope you learned a lesson from the guys that's on his list. They all did jail time and faced consequences for their actions. But anyway, if you're a fan of these old hip-hop stories, tell a friend about my page. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. More content coming, and I'm out. 1.